As you can see, I've got girls in here. I've got a girl right there. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? She in there? Oh. She in there? Oh. She's under there. Poke your head out here. I've got a house full of girls. So I had to do something to have a little fun myself. So I built me a computer. I got the MSI P67A-GD65. That's my motherboard. I got an Intel Core i7 processor. It's a 2600K. It's the next series that came out. You can tell the second generation because it have a 2 in front of, like, instead of just 950 or something, it'll say, or 600, it'll say 2600, so it indicates it's the second generation. And if it does not have a K on the end of it, then it's not unlocked and you can't change the multiplier, so you can't overclock with it very well. I mean, you could probably overclock with it, but not by very much. But if it's got a K, it's unlocked, so you can overclock as much as you can get away with anyway, without overheating. Which is why I got the Twister 120 CPU cooler, and that thing is pretty big. And I've got G-Skill Rip Jaws. It's a 4GB kit. It's a 2x2 at 2 gigabytes a piece, of course. It's a dual channel, and I got those in the case right now. And then I went with a power supply. It's a Corsair 1000 watt. I was gonna go with a 1200, and it's a modular, but I didn't think that I needed the 1200 watts. I didn't think that was probably overkill. And let's see, the hard drives I've already got in there as well in the case. And I got two 500 gigabyte black edition Western Digitals, and I got one terabyte Western Digital green just for my backup. It's only a 5400 RPM, and I wasn't looking for anything that was very fast or fancy, just something for backup. And the hard drives, the 500 gigabytes a piece, run in RAID, so they're combined to give 1 terabyte, which is 1000 gigabytes of storage space, and it's running at a RAID at 6 gigabytes per second. However, I don't think it's really getting 6 gigabytes per second. We'll have to come back and do video when baby's awake. But that's it right there. Running at 4.5 gigahertz. And you can see the maximum temperature I've reached so far just on idle is 45 degrees Celsius. And I'll come back and do some more video of gaming and a stress test with links after the baby wakes up. Alright, now that baby's awake, I'm allowed to make my video. This is my sweetheart's computer that I made her. It's going to have the innards of the computer that used to be mine that I had when I was in college, which is now in that box. Okay, I had to turn the lights off so I could get the dramatic effect. But I wanted to build a computer that was fast. It's like the fastest computer I've ever seen myself. I mean, you see some online that are fast, but none that are running 4.5 gigahertz on air and having temperatures of a maximum of 47 degrees Celsius. And stop it. That was a little feisty. Or frisky, one or the other. Okay, this is where I put my PlayStation 3 when I'm playing. It's a backwards compatible PlayStation 3, so it plays PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games. And I've got 3 fans. There's one 120 and 2 80mm fans back there. I just moved the 120. So there's my 3 fans. I put 2 on the back and that 120 on the side to keep it cool. And I ran a Molex cable out of the back of the case, and then got the nifty little light up connectors to run the extra power supply cables that I had. So I don't know what I was thinking. I got Molex cables with glow lights and didn't have to use a Molex one. But that's where I put my PlayStation for the cooling there when I'm wanting to play the station. See if we can get that to stand up right, and it looks something like that when it's in there. Okay, but the computer itself, it's got little lightning rods. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I may have to take the door off. Yeah, I'll take the door off and we'll come right back. Okay, we're back. I got the side case off. Let's see if we can get a picture of those lights in there. Sort of, there we go. It's much more dramatic, you know, in person. I'm just getting a lot of glow on camera. I got one there. I got one there. It has that lightning effect right there. It's coming in pretty good, but it's, like I said, it's a lot more neat, I guess, in person. And there's my CPU cooler. And there's my memory. Oops, a little too close. There we go. I had a memory cooling module that I had for my dad's build that I was hoping to put on there, but the case fan wouldn't allow for it, just like I couldn't use it on his. And let's see, there's power supply. I've got 2 video cards. One is a EVGA GTX 275 running my graphics, and the other one is a EVGA GTX 250, which is running my physics. Yeah, I have it running my physics. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, my case is an Intech 1200. I like it because it's got 3 fans in the front, and it's 3 120 fans in the front. It's got 2 120 fans in the back, and it's got a big 200 millimeter fan on the top. And I'll turn this light on here. The fans in the front are, you can pull the drive bay out. There goes my controller on the floor right there. You can pull the hard drive bays out, and generally when you first get this case, it's got 4 screws on each hard drive bay and on either side, so you had to take both sides off to get the hard drive bay out. So what I did is I just put 1 screw in here, so that all I had to do is pull 1 screw out of one side of the hard drive bay, and that lets me pull the hard drive bay out. I can get to the fan, clean it, put the fan filter back in there, and then screw it back in. And that's about as long as it takes to get that out and clean it, minus the cleaning with the blower, or you can put it in your sink and turn it upside down and wash it out in your sink and then let it dry for a little while. And there's 3 filters on each fan, one filter on each fan. And there's a filter on the door, which originally I had a fan on there and I had to pull it off because the CPU cooler, you can see it's just right flush with it all. It wouldn't allow the fan on there. But it also has a nifty little removable fan, or filter, for its fan. And this was neat on the door because there's no screws. It's got 2 little clips here that you can just slide your fan in there and it secures firmly. It's a 120 fan too, which is where the 120 fan right here came from. I didn't get to use it, so PlayStation gets it. Alright, and I'm going to put all this back together, and then I'm going to run my links test and see what my temperatures look after maybe about 3 passes. And my labels, I got my Core i7 label there, powered by Corsair. Got my NVIDIA graphics, my Windows 7, and then I got my warning overclocked. There's a little chrome sticker there. And I've got I've got the Sony DVD player. It's the Optic Art, I think is what it was. And then I've got a Samsung Blu-ray drive.